How come not as many people know about aquaponics?
Well, you know, aquaponics is with fish, and this. Let me take this time to describe what aquaponics is. It comes from two words. The first word is aquaculture, which means farming of fish. Okay, so that's just people have been farming fish for thousands of years. We grow fish and we raise fish in small areas, and that's like we farm crops, we farm fish. So that's where aqua comes from. Ponics comes from the word hydroponics, which is misused all the time. Hydroponics means only one thing, growing in something other than soil. But most of the times it's used as growing in water, which is one of the ways you can grow. But there are different ways that one can grow in water. You can grow in air. You can grow in different things that are not soil. In fact, what I do is I grow in what's known as coco coir, which is a ground up coconut shell. So imagine this. We have an insatiable appetite for coconuts and coconut meat and coconut milk. Most of it comes from Thailand, Vietnam, all those countries in Southeast Asia are big coconut producers. So for hundreds of years, they've been farming coconuts, but they would throw away the shells and the shells would just exist. Someone thought of it, what happens if we ground up the shells? And it ends up being a substitute for soil to start plants in because it absorbs water very much. So the difference between aquaponics and hydroponics is this, and I'll use it the way most people use the word. In aquaponics, we use the fish as the fertilizer. Fish and bacteria end up being the fertilizer of the plants. In hydroponics, we use a reservoir of water of which we pour the nutrients into the water. And the nutrients in the water is what's used to fertilize the plant. Because the plant needs soil. When you're growing in soil, all the nutrients and everything comes from the soil. So that's why you see farmers putting fertilizer into the ground where the ground might be lacking some of those nutrients. In aquaponics, the fish and bacteria provide those nutrients. In hydroponics, you have to do it a liquid form of nutrients are poured in, or I don't want to use the word chemicals because we all freak out when we hear chemicals, but it is a chemical derived nutrient is poured into the water, and that is what's used to fertilize the plants in both that are growing in water.